should pass before saying I do. Hello everyone.
Hi, my name is Aderho, bringing you through this podcast. We live in a generation where the fact that a brother is identified as a Christian, is handsome, has 6 or 7 packs, and well-to-do financially is no longer the safest reason to say yes, I do to him. And that his sister is identified as a Christian, she's beautiful, she belongs to church, has a lovely figure, sings well, cooks well, and hospitable is no longer the safest reason to walk the aisle. These things are good. I'm not saying they are bad in themselves, but they should not be the benchmark for choosing a life partner, because the journey of marriage is too critical a matter to be sustained by the mundane things. The things that sustain relationship and marriage are not the mundane, they are the unseen element, right? What then should I look out for in the choice of who to spend the rest of my life with? You may be asking. My name is Collins, bringing you True Witness podcast. I'll be counseling and providing overwatch for singles and married with scripture guide, as well as practical experiences that exposes you to truth that will help your relationship thrive and survive through the cracks. Married or single, this will bless your heart. Foundations play a very vital role in any structure. The strength of the foundation dictates the building's overall stability, right? A solid foundation protects against collapse, while a weak one increases the risk of failure. The same is true about relationship and marriage. I'd like to say that courtship is the foundation for marriage. And that's very, very, very important. A healthy courtship lays the groundwork for a successful marriage, while an unhealthy courtship leads to a troubled union, right? So you've got to be able to strengthen your foundation in courtship to withstand life's challenges, because those who are married, according to scriptures, face diverse kinds of challenges. That doesn't mean that single people don't face challenges, but marriage has its unique challenges that comes with it, right? And many people in relationships struggle to navigate them effectively, often aware of the purpose or God's intention beyond physical intimacy. There's a scripture in Proverbs 6 verse 26 that's very striking to me. It warns that fornication and adultery, which are Satan's powerful tools, can diminish one's worth and potential. Each time you engage in immorality, you risk falling from the elevated place God has assigned to you. That scripture says, through fornication and adultery, a man, male or female, is reduced to a crust of bread. And I want to show you what that scripture really means, right? When it says through fornication and adultery, a man is reduced to a crust of bread. This is bread, but these are the crusts. You see this little tiny stuff falling down? These are the crusts. So it's saying that through fornication and adultery, this how you fall from the elevated place that God has called you. God has domiciled you, right? So a lot of people didn't become much in the hands of God just because of fornication and adultery. Consider how many men have been hindered in their divine calling because of unhealthy relationship. So ask yourself, is it really worth sacrificing your value for? Moreover, once you start engaging in physical intimacy and other ungodly practices encouraged by societal norms, you may become blind to the flaws in your partner and lose sight of their true character. And this is what leads to unwise decision and a troubled marriage later on. You see people regretting why they got married. So instead of exploring the depths of relationship premaritally, engaging in premarital sex, focus on truly knowing your partner. Forever is too long for you to trivialize knowing who you are going to hold hands with. right? It's too long. You don't want to endure pain, hardship, being ill-treated, domestically abused, and all that, just because you ignored knowing who your partner is because you're focused on physical intimacy. I beg you. A lot of marriages are troubled today, and some are even on the verge of divorce. Some have broken because while in courtship, they decided to give themselves to premarital sex and physical intimacy and all of that. And the danger is, once you begin kissing and you're having sex and all of that, it kind of dulls your senses to being discerning enough to see the true state of the person you are in a relationship with. So that's how we cancel that. Get to know your partner. I have a series on my YouTube channel, Premarital Sex as Against Premarital Findings. Instead of engaging in premarital sex, engage in premarital findings. Get to find out what the predominant pattern in their family is. Get to know their family. Get to know this person's character. Get to know his strengths, his weaknesses, so that you can be able to appropriately manage his character. You know his strengths, so you know how to deal with him. You know his weaknesses, so you know how to help him. Because marriage is, and I'm going to talk about that later in this series. One of the components of marriage is partnership, having a supportive partner, having a partner who is there to help you. The scripture says that woe to he that is alone when he falls, because there'll be nobody there to help him. So you want to journey with somebody who can be able to help you. Lastly on this, marriage is designed to reflect the union between Christ and the church, embodying the covenant, the communion and fellowship that exists between God and his people. So if you really want to understand marriage, you've got to go back to scriptures, why God originally intended marriage, why it exists in the first place. And it is to show how God, relates with his bride. So the man embodies how the attributes of God in relating with his wife. If you do not understand how God relates with God's people, you're likely not going to understand how a man should relate with his wife. So you want to consider that. Until I come your way again, this is Collins bringing you True Weakness podcast. Thank you for watching.